Let's remove the fear headline for just a second. AI is not your competition. That's the wrong model. The real threat is much closer. It's the person sitting next to you who is using AI much more than you are. Most conversations about AI start with the same question. You think AI is going to replace me? But that's the wrong strategy, strategically incorrect. Because companies don't make decisions based on technology in theory or that's still under, they're still practicing it. Companies implement strategies based on performance, output, profit, how much does it cost, is it quality? Um, and when AI enters the environment, it doesn't immediately replace people. It shows up in people performing better, increasing their personal performance. It amplifies specific folks, and those people are using AI. Right now, inside organizations, this is happening in a quiet, subtle manner. Two people working the same job title. One person is working traditionally the way they always have. The other person is creating drafts faster, creating ideas faster, analyzing data faster, researching faster, creating code faster, automating repetitive workflows. The output gap starts small and then it compounds quickly because the professional who's using, let's say, the augmented professional is not just faster, they're producing more iterations, they're testing more ideas, they're recording, you know, they're responding more quickly. They're reducing friction in their workflow. And over time, that difference becomes visible to um, managers. It becomes visible to clients. It becomes, visible to leadership. It becomes obvious. Call it the performance gap. This is where the shift begins. Like I said, subtle, quiet. It's not obvious. Not at the level of the job, but the level of tasks that are done by the same people, and one person does it better or faster or more efficiently. Twice the output, half the time, less errors. That's where it shows up. Then the organization doesn't have to eliminate your role. They just start to reallocate opportunity, shift it over to people who are doing things faster, doing things more efficiently, creates more visibility for the person who uses augmented task routines or AI, as you would call it. They get, and eventually it gives them more leverage and opportunities to grow within the company and to increase their, their skill set, increase what their specialty is. Meanwhile, the person who's still working in traditional ways, they don't get replaced immediately. They just get outpaced. And until it's already happened, it's harder to detect. And this isn't theory. This is already happening in marketing roles, sales roles, operation. It's happening in finance. Anywhere from using AI to create content or just create drafts for copywriting and you know brochure sales, item sales, things of that nature. It's being replaced. I'm sorry, you're seeing it in software development. The with I mean you could vibe coding. I know vibe coding is not completely reliable yet, but we are close to it. There are people pushing out um, releases that are working. There are people pushing out releases that don't work. They're pushing out software that still it's in the test phase, but some of it works and it breaks. So it's at various levels where these programs are being where vibe coding is effective, but we're not far from it. There are companies who sell basically vibe coding services and making it work. They're doing it right now. So those are just examples where the opportunity for professionals to use AI is, it's an obvious advantage for anyone using it, and it is becoming a force multiplier. It's becoming a massive difference, in the workforce. You can see people who are doing it right now, and not just robots. So the real question is not, will AI replace my role? The real question is, am I operating as a standard professional today in today's economy, or am I standing out? Am I using the tools available to produce at the level that is pretty soon going to be mainstream? Because the majority of people will be using it, and will you be keeping up, or staying ahead, or falling behind? That's your question, because it's gonna start mattering soon. Say within this year, the next 12 months, it will matter. Your next performance review in 2027 will likely include your potential use, or ability to the ability to be flexible in your role. If that role involves being behind a screen, or even some um, you know labor type positions, factory, warehousing, it's streaming or creeping into all the different industries that are that where most of the jobs are. If you want to stay competitive, you want to take these three steps. The first is identify your high friction tasks. Document where you spend time doing the most repetitive work, the most repetitive tasks that you do. Second, introduce artificial intelligence into those repetitive tasks. Meaning, for example, a sign in, sign out email to your manager, or any common reports that you have to run. Learn how to mix AI into that so that it can speed up the time it takes you to generate to do those repetitive tasks. And third, reinvest the time that you save doing those repetitive tasks into your higher value work. Your thinking, your decision making, your shareholder communication, the things that will separate you from a regular user to what I like to call an operator. So it's time to vacate the mindset of AI is replacing professionals. You got to look at it as AI is changing the competitive landscape in my organization, and the professionals who understand that early, and by adopting tools and skills that are are of the 21st century, then you won't just survive the shift to AI, you will accelerate inside it and you will prosper as we all prosper, as we all wish to uh, strive to prosper. So it's time to vacate the mindset of AI is replacing professionals. You got to look at it as AI is changing the competitive landscape in my organization, and the professionals who understand that early and by adopting tools and skills that are of the 21st century, then you won't just survive the shift to AI, you will accelerate inside it and you will prosper as we all prosper, as we all wish to uh, strive to prosper. So, yeah, you are not competing with AI, you are competing with other people who are using AI. And that signal gets stronger and stronger every day.